Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how I did the bows for our little tree and snowman ornament gift boxes. I've got my handy dandy bow dabber here. This is the mini version, and this is the ribbon that we're going to be using. Just kind of straighten it out here. Now this ribbon, it's one color on one side, and it has a little overlay, a nice glitter overlay on the other side. So we just have to kind of play with it a little bit to get it to sit properly so that we see nothing but this overlay. But if you just have a ribbon that's really simple, then obviously you don't need to worry about messing around with it too much. But I'm going to show you how I did that for this box here. Now, I'm not the best ribbon maker, but this thing really helps. So I'm going to grab, just going to grab some excess ribbon, and well, actually, before we do that, I have some, what is this? This is 26 gauge wire, and I'm just going to cut off a little bit because we need to put this wire through here. This is what's going to hold the main part of the bow together. Just going to trim that off, tuck it under. You can use string if you want. I like the wire. It just works a little bit better for me. So we're going to pull that through, leave a little excess just in case we mess up. So you can see how much excess I have there. That may be too much, okay? But I have a ton of this ribbon, and I don't mind. Better safe than sorry. Technically, I think the tail is only going to be about that long, so I could probably be a little more economical here and not waste as much. But anyway, so I want the overlay portion to show up. So I'm kind of have it twisted, okay, so that the tail is like that. You can see it there, and I'm kind of twisting it in the center so that when I create my first loop, the pattern portion is going to show up, okay? And then I'm also going to twist it again. And the cool thing about this bow dabber is you've got a little ruler here, and I want each of the loops to be about 1.5 inches on each side, okay? So you can kind of eyeball and push down here until you get about 1.5 inches, okay? So it's really cool. All right, so there is my other loop there. And I got that at about 1.5 inches as well. I'm gonna push that down. It just holds it nicely and in place for me. Okay, here comes my next little loop. Another 1.5 inches. And there's another 1.5 inches. And then this is my other tail. It's gonna come out like this. I'm just gonna trim this. Okay, you've got this little tool here to push this down and scrunch it down. And then I can kind of mess around with this. If for some reason maybe one of the loops is a little bit too long or something, you can go in and fix it up. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe that side is a little short, but that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to scrunch this down again. And I'm going to grab my wire and pull it up. And I'm just going to tie it. It's thin enough to where I can actually tie it, and it is not difficult at all. I'm just going to pull that up and tie it. Get it nice and tight. Okay. So that is that. And then take a look at it, and as you can see here, I've got my little overlay prominently on top, and then I can take the little tail and pull it down because I want the tail to be coming down like this. And then I got that down like that. And that looks pretty good. Just gonna mess around with this and get it to how I want it to look. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab my wire cutters and just trim off the wire here. I need some new wire cutters. Looks like someone tried to build a house with this thing or something. And that was the only tool they used. Okay, so we'll cut that off. That looks good. And just maybe even it out a little bit more. Tail looks great. Okay, and then what I want to do is make this thing look really polished, and there may be a better way of doing this, but I'm just going to cheat. And I'm going to grab, I don't know, about 1.5 inches and just cut it. I got my hot glue gun, and I'm going to put a nice dot of glue right in the center there. Just make sure to kind of scrape that off so I don't get any of that messy stuff. Okay, and we're gonna pop that right in the center like that, because we're gonna take this and wrap it around. But I want to start by making sure that that center part has a nice hold. Okay, we can flip it over, and I'm going to put glue on the other sides here on the back of this, maybe a little bit in the middle. And I'm just going to wrap that around nice and tight to create that nice, beautiful center part. Okay, just like that. Yeah, nice and tight so that it looks like that. And while it's still kind of not completely set, let me just flare this out a little bit more to create your pretty little bow. And that's cute. Pull that down. Okay, so that is going to go right on there. We're going to hot glue that as well. And I may just want to flare that out a little bit. Almost looks a little too flat for me. Okay, and then just figure out how long you want your tails and just cut them to size. I'm gonna just put that in place, and I want my tail to kind of terminate right about here. And on the other side, right about here. Okay. There we go. Okay, and I'm gonna cut the tail as well. I'm gonna give it a little V shape. I know you can fold it in half and create the same effect, but sometimes I mess it up because I fold it the wrong way, and I don't mind that. So that looks cute like that. Okay, and that's pretty much it. You can go ahead and add a little hot glue to the back of this. And just scrape that off. Make sure you don't get any of that icky hot glue stringiness. Get rid of some of that there. And just use the center of your snowflake as a guide to help you with the placement on that. Okay, and then give that a few minutes to dry, and then you can just kind of flare the tail out. Get your little loops, give them a little dimension by getting your finger in there. Make it nice and round. And there you go. So as you can see, that one is pretty much done. And I did the same thing with the red one for the Christmas tree. So again, there's a link to the Bodabra on Amazon in the product description. I use this thing anytime I make bows. They make a few sizes. This is great for little bows. There's one for larger bows as well. So But that is a nice little touch for these boxes to add a nice little bow and just pretties it up even more.
Stay on top of all things Dreaming Tree and engage with us today. Get the latest news and enter in our giveaways on Facebook. Get inspired by following us on Pinterest. Be the first to see our new product launches on Instagram. Do you prefer Twitter? Yep, we're there too. Watch our beautiful product trailers and assembly tutorials on YouTube. For more information, visit www.3dsvg.com. Live, craft, love, and dream.